Hey friends, this is Jude with a bite of clarity. And in today's topic, I want to touch on something that's sobering and rather disturbing. It's the topic of suicide. Well, whether you like it or not, suicides are real. And if you're not suicidal, probably some of your friends or someone you know might be in the risk of committing suicide. Or they might be in depression, which is really slowing them down and not helping them to live the life that they call to live. And on today's topic, I just wanted to remind us all of a person called Sushant Singh Rajput. And I'm recording this video, 10 days after his death on June 14th, when Sushant was found hanging in his Bandra apartment. And one thing I read was that Sushant's, who is a household help, he had found him in a really tough position for 10 days preceding his death. So Sushant had a problem. He had something. He was already dying inside before his physical death. So I want to touch upon some points which help us to identify when people are dying inside. All right. So point number one is, I would say, blame. I used to be a person who used to blame the past. I used to blame other people for bad things that I am experiencing currently. So I used to, if something is going wrong now, I used to blame why didn't I get an opportunity back then? Because somebody made a decision like this. Somebody made me study in this college. Somebody made me study this. My parents, my this, my that. This person did that. You know, let's not play the blame game. It does not offer a solution. It does not empower us. It does not give us the drive to push forward, and it does not make us accountable. Blame games are forever blame games because once you start playing the blame game, it's tough to get off and start taking accountability because the accountability kind of sounds more bitter, but it's the blame game that is really the killer. It is the poison. So, point number one, blame game. Point number two is shame. Many people commit suicide not because they have problems that can be talked about. Maybe many people commit suicide because they have problems which they are ashamed to talk about. For example, breakups or rejection. You have no one to talk about. You're in that status of fame where you want to talk about something to someone, but everyone you know is not a brother to you, or there's no community to share things with. You know, I wish Sushant was in my community. I belong to a spiritual group where we help each other. There was a couple of days back, actually, even last year and this year, where I was going through depression myself. I was really depressed. I had no clarity in my life. But I found brothers and sisters who could sit with me and who could, especially my friend John, who sat down with me and helped me out with regarding the things that I'm going through. And he showed me certain things. He showed me certain things from the Holy Bible. And I do have a very dear brother of mine called Johnson who does help me out. He he guides me very closely and helps me to improve in myself in many aspects of my life. So I would say find a spiritual community, and I'm there for you. I'm ready to sync you with the spiritual community. I'll be there for you as a friend as well. My link's in the description. My number and my email address is there as well. Please do get in touch with me. Okay, so blame and shame are reasons why people do commit suicide. Third point I'd like to touch upon is the name. Okay, what is the name? I wanted to talk about, the name refers to the name of God. Many people, do believe in some concept of a God or something. Many people do believe in Hanumanji, Shiva, or let's say Allah or Jesus, or you know what, anything. It can be anything you like. Okay, but is there a real God? Now that makes a world of difference. An imaginary God, a belief God, is different from a real God. You know, is there evidence for an imaginary God? You don't need the evidence. You can just start believing in it. But for a real God, I think I do need evidence because if I'm making real life decisions, I need a real life God. I see a lot of law and order around me. Leaves, they are photo cells. They function based on science. They function based on law and order. Isaac Newton says if there's a law, there must be a lawgiver. And I don't think that's ever going to change, actually. Really, there is a lawgiver, and I do believe that a real God does exist. And if there is a real God, then real eternal life does exist. Your soul really is eternal. That is what I do believe in. I have a strong conviction of. And if you have eternal life, suicide is not the answer. So, my friends, if you find yourself in a suicidal position, or you find yourself contemplating thoughts of suicide, how do I suicide? Or you find yourself depressed and not able to come out of it, or you find yourself completely off, I would say do contact me. I will be able to help you out and give you more clarity on the subject. And that is what we do exist for. That is what I believe I was called for, to give people a bite of clarity. So you can do your bit as well by sharing this video with friends, and also by probably contacting a person who can teach you about spirituality. Thank you very much. Have a great day filled with clarity. This is Jude with a bite of clarity. Bye.